All right, guys, so a different kind of video today. Before I got into real estate investing, I actually used to do a lot of stock photography and drone photography, in addition to other side hustles throughout the years that either did well or did okay. But ironically, a lot of those side hustles are actually what led me to real estate because I liked making money on the side. And I actually used some of those earnings from back in the day to kick off my real estate portfolio. One of the major platforms that everybody's throwing around these days is Adobe Stock. And I've actually been on Adobe Stock from even before it was Adobe Stock, back when it was Fotolia, and I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's been a while since I used that site. But Adobe acquired that and then turned it into Adobe Stock that we all know today. And you may have seen it going around on YouTube as a great way to earn money, as a great side hustle. And yeah, I mean, it can definitely earn you some side income. It kind of depends on how much you're actually trying to make or how much you're trying to achieve. Because I'll be real with you, it's not a get rich quick type of side hustle. It's a lot of hours. It's very tedious work, even if you're doing AI imagery, and it's really not a huge payday. But all that being said, I'm going to show you all of my current statistics, as well as talk you kind of through what it used to be like, because the fees have actually come down, and some other ideas that you may want to keep in mind, or some other ventures that you may want to go into instead of Adobe Stock. So let's jump in. All right, guys, so if you don't know what Adobe Stock is, you're definitely going to want to go do some research before diving in. But basically, it is not their stock price, which is ironic that that's the first thing that comes up. But it's actually their stock platform for royalty-free images, video, drawings, art, 3D renderings, etc. And so when you land on their page, this is kind of the homepage that you come to, right? So you can use the search box to search for various videos and whatnot. You can also kind of just click on their subcategories down below, and you can kind of see what's selling well, at least this month or in the past. And these are essentially images that people come and pay for, and they use these for various purposes. It could be, email blasts, it could be online websites, it could be social media, it could be really anything that they need these images for that they don't already own or that they didn't take on their own. And so you as a seller would come up here to sell, not pricing, because that's you as a buyer. But if you're looking to actually sell the images, you come up to sell, and then you enter your credentials and you land on your dashboard. So this is my dashboard, okay? So you can see my top earning photographs. And again, I've been doing this since 2014. So I have taken these real photos back in the day. This was back before AI, and I've had these up for a long time. And I actually used to only do photos. I didn't do video or anything else, but I would do drone photos like you see here. And then I'd also do, camera photos that were taken, down on the ground. It has definitely evolved over the years, but these are my top earning photos. I don't think I have any illustrations. Well, I guess some of them are considered illustrations. So these are some of the AI images. But overall, photos are definitely the bulk of what I've uploaded. Ironically, this one right here is used all the time on ABC7 in LA's weather background. And so I think that's really cool. But anyway, you can kind of see what I've made over the last 12 months or this year. And you can see weekly, it comes out to $75-ish. It varies by week and by season. You can also go into available earnings and see a more comprehensive payout history. But if I go back, this is, again, the total earnings for the year, $2,142.64 so far. And that's with a portfolio of almost 15,000 images. So if I pull a calculator up, okay, so we'll do $2,142.64 divided by a portfolio. Again, I do have some videos and illustrations, but for sake of conversation, let's just use the photo number, which is $14,597. Sorry, 97 photos. So that's about 14 or 15 cents a photo. So for every photo that I upload, I'm getting about 14 to 15 cents. And so you can think about that, especially when you're doing AI imagery, how much it costs you to actually make the photo, to generate the photo, and is it worth it in the end? Again, as these go online, they stay up for years to come and they just keep making you money, which is the great part about stock photography. The downside, in what most people don't tell you online, is that it takes forever. It takes so much work to get this many photos up. Because if you look, so here's uploaded files, for example. You can see that I have over 5,280 images still waiting to be categorized, keyworded, and basically made ready for to then put into review, which is up here for the Adobe reviewers to go through each one and approve it. So $2,000 might sound like a lot, and it is. I mean, for a lot of people, that's good money. But again, it's taken 10 years of building the portfolio to get there. I started in 2014. I kept uploading until about 2017, 2018, and then I think I did like 1 or 2 trips in 2019 where I uploaded, and then I basically stopped. And then from 2019 until pretty much this year, I didn't really upload anything to Adobe Stock, so I was just making recurring revenue on the images. So before this year, when I really started getting the portfolio going again, I was really only making about $1,000 to $1,500 a year on the existing portfolio. This year, however, I started adding AI imagery as it's become more prominent online, and I have seen some success with that. However, it's not the crazy returns that people are claiming on YouTube. You're gonna see all these videos out there of people saying, oh, I'm making thousands of dollars or I'm making hundreds of dollars a day on Adobe Stock and other stock photo sites, and that's just not the case. That is not something that you should expect. Maybe if you get a portfolio of 50,000 images or 100,000 images and you're really focusing on things that people need, sure, you could get there. But the amount of work and time required to get into that is crazy. I mean, just to upload the photos alone, you need to have a fast internet connection because again, these are full quality, high quality imagery because that's what you're selling, right? You're selling high quality images. So it's gigabytes of information that you have to upload each night. So it's got to be uploaded, then it's got to be processed, and then you got to go through each one and keyword it, label it, add categories, etc. So it takes a lot of time. And that's not to discourage you, it's just to level set with you that this isn't a get rich quick scheme. Not only that, but you also have to be approved to sell in the first place. So you need to have an existing portfolio that you can put forward some of your best images to get approved to get on the site. Now, there's other stock photo sites out there. Shutterstock's one of the big ones. There's iStock and Getty, which I also used to contribute to. I haven't in a while. And then one of the best paying ones that's really no longer around because Shutterstock acquired them was Pond5. That was a video database where they would split the profits with you 50-50, which was amazing. Whereas Adobe, I think, pays you like 30% per download. And Shutterstock honestly may even be worse, and they're the ones who acquired Pond5. So unfortunately, you used to make a lot more money. I mean, back in the day when I was doing this on the side, when I had more free time, I was making per month probably $2,000 to $3,000, and now I'm making that per year. So you can see how drastically it's changed over the years. Granted, I didn't keep up with it from 2017 until now, other than 2019 uploading a couple things. But I mean, even if I had, I really don't think the revenue would have been there as solid as it was back in the day. If you go on Google and you look back at old forums or old blogs about microstock photography, you can see that people used to make a lot more money than they do now. And the problem with AI is now everybody can get in, right? Because back in the day, you had to know how to use a camera, you had to buy all the equipment, so there were barriers to entry. Nowadays, anybody with a computer can generate imagery and get up and running. And the problem is, as more and more people get online and start contributing more and more images, the database is gonna get huge, and it's gonna be harder and harder to find your assets. And that's why I've actually stopped uploading as much, because I realized that in the long run, there's probably not as much money here as is worth the time. Truth be told, if you're looking for a little bit of side money, some beer money, some weekend money, you can make a couple $100, maybe a little bit more per month, but this is not gonna replace your job. It's not gonna replace your salary. It's not gonna replace good paying opportunities. There's even other side hustles out there that you're gonna make a lot more money. And one other thing I didn't even mention yet, there's other sites that are competitors to Adobe, and I'm sure Adobe's gonna do this in the future because they've already come out with the tools within Photoshop and other software suites that they own, but they're already creating their own imagery. So they're already cutting out photographers and creators by just going straight to the source and acting as the AI generator. So who's to say in a year or two from now, Adobe doesn't just say, hey, we'll just generate the images for you, pay us a fee, and we'll cut out all of our photographers and contributors. Because at that point, why would they even need us? So look, again, this isn't to discourage you. It's just a level set. You're gonna see a lot of videos out there that flaunt how great Adobe Stock is and how much money you can make, and you should get into it because it's the best side hustle. I just want to set expectations with you. It's not the best side hustle. There's better side hustles out there. Real estate, for example, you can make a ton more money, and I have videos on how to get started in that. But if you're looking for a little bit of extra money on the side and you have the time and flexibility, and you also have the resources, fast computer, fast internet, etc., and you want to pay for the AI subscriptions or the photography gear to go out and actually shoot, then yeah, you might be able to make, a few $100 a week, maybe a day if you're lucky and get a big enough portfolio. But overall, you're probably not going to make a ton of money. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's not the typical real estate videos that I do, but I did want to show you some other ways to make some side money if that is of interest to you. This is the type of video that you like and would want to see more of. Let me know in the comments, but otherwise, I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.